Hello, this is Rob Leidick, your host for Inside Access Control. And today I want us to have an honest conversation about what I refer to as the foundation of all access control systems, and that is the credential. The credential, which we all carry, whether that be cards, fobs, cap tags, mobile, mobile on wearables, is the absolute foundation of an access control system. That credential makes a lot of decisions for what can be done with an access control system at the very beginning. So while we may look at this and say, hey, it's just a piece of plastic, I'm just going to pick this $2, $3, $6 piece of plastic or a mobile credential and view it as a disparate product that doesn't have an effect on everything else. I think we need to have the honest conversation that it has an absolute effect on everything we select within the rest of that ecosystem for access control. There are manufacturers, there are integrators that have their own credentials, and for the most part, those individuals are honest and transparent about what those credentials are and how it affects the rest of the decision. But there's a vast majority, honestly, of the industry that is either uneducated on the power of the credential or in some cases just misses or ignores the fact that we need to have that honest conversation about it. And let me give you some examples of what that credential affects. Are you aware that your credential affects which reader you can select? What electronic cylinder, if you're using that technology, affects? What electronic hardware, meaning a wireless lock or an electronic lock that may be on your door? And this commonly is found in lots of institutions of higher education, K through 12, corporate America. The utilization of those wireless lock technologies are continuing to proliferate. It affects what panel you can incorporate. It affects what software a user can select. All from that $2 or $3 or $6 piece of plastic or mobile credential, whether that be a BLE credential electronically or an NFC credential. And I see more and more users find themselves in an untenuous and unsavory position where they thought they were just making a simple decision on a cheap credential that they found at whatever source that they love, and it bears an industry recognizable name. And they fail to recognize that that is actually locking them in to an entire ecosystem that will cost substantially more money, substantially more time, and potentially lock them into a relatively few number of service providers or integrators that can take care of that system. So over the next couple of podcasts that you'll see from Inside Access Control, we're going to challenge this. We're going to ask those questions about standardization, operation of a credential across multiple manufacturers' platforms, and continuing the conversation of security. How secure is the credential? Because today we have lots of options of a number of technologies in that 13.5.6 spectrum, as well as within the mobile credential world. And are we going into it eyes wide open? Are we doing the right things for that end user customer? Not only today of what's my acquisition cost of this small system or this system that I'm going to purchase, but what are my long-term costs? What are my opportunity costs? And can I adopt new technology moving forward? Or am I simply locked into the legacy ecosystems provided by that credential provider? I look forward to the conversation. And if you know of anybody that should be a part of these conversations, please tag it in the comments below. Please let me know who we should be talking to. I've got a number of experts from my ecosystem that I'm going to be bringing as part of this conversation, but I also want to hear from you. So I look forward to the vibrant conversation, and I hope that it continues to drive further clarity into our access control world, enabling it to be more accessible, enabling the industry to be more ever present, and enable people to adopt it at a greater rate. So thanks for the conversation. This is Rob from Inside Access Control. Thanks.